Love, light, and blessings. The Shamanic Eyewear Priestess here, and we're doing a walkthrough of Precious Gems Oracle by Maxine Gadd. The guidebook is okay. Like, I looked through it. It's not really what I bought the deck for. I bought it because of its diversity, and it's just so decadent. Like, I love it, this Oracle deck. So I actually have a specific purpose that I bought this deck for. So this is the back of the deck. And it has like beautiful crystals in it. So you have your abalone shell, calmness, alexandronite, good fortune, amethyst, sobriety. I love the faces on this deck. You have your angel aura, communications, aquamarine, clarity and compromise, atlanticite, emotional purity. This is gorgeous. Bloodstone, protection. Bornite, joyfulness. Chalcedony, conversion. Dalmatian stone, love this face, inner child. Diamond, illumination. Emerald, successful love. Look at, she has like a stone in her chin. Oh, so gorgeous. Fool's gold, protective armor. Garnet, passion. So I bought it because of the faces. Because you're probably wondering, why is she showing this on Melanated Excellence? Because this deck actually has some diversity. And I wanted to like work with it because of the beautiful faces, but also because there is diversity. And something that I've been working on as of like last year, just buying more decks that are more inclusive and not feeling like I need to get decks that are exclusive just because they're popular. And look at this. Look at Green Jade. Meaningful dreams. She is gorgeous. She is gorgeous. I love all the beautiful faces on this deck. Imperial Topaz. Gorgeous. I love how her eyes are looking to the side. And then Labradorite was the card that made me fall in love with this deck. Look at Labradorite, which is my favorite crystal, okay? Yes. She looks like a goddess. Look at her. So beautiful. Labradorite. Serendipity. This is my card for this deck. Like, I love this deck so much. Like, she reminds me of my mom when my mom was younger. Like, my mom would just do the most beautiful makeup, and she was very decadent when she was younger, because, you know, I was born in the late 70s, so she was very young in the 70s, and she was all part of like that very gold and beautiful clothing and all that stuff in the 70s. So I love it. I love seeing women of color portrayed in this way. Like, she's just so beautiful, you know. And then Lapi Lazuli. Oh, I love this card so much. She's beautiful. She's Egyptian. She's melanated. She's gorgeous. Like, just gorgeous. Look at that. I love it. Malachite. Moonstone. I love the moonstone. She looks like a moonstone. And you can see like the symbology on her chin. Love it. Oh, I love orange agate. Just love these faces. Look at Pearl. Peridot. She reminds me of like Elizabeth Taylor. I don't know why. Picasso Jasper. You have Picture Jasper. Look at Red Coral. Beautiful. Rose quartz. I love rose quartz. She looks very like those old porcelain dolls. I love that. Like very antique-y. Rose zircon. Ruby. Sapphire. I love that her eyes are closed. It's different. Sea opal. And snowflake obsidian. She is so gorgeous. Another one of my favorite crystals. I work a lot with snowflake obsidian, okay? Like, no lie. That's on my altar right now. Okay, so that's one of like my favorite crystals. Everybody knows I work with labradorite. Like, it's just amazing that all the melanated people are my favorite crystals. Lapis lazuli is another one I love working with too. Star sapphire. Sugar light. Tiger's eye. Turquoise. I love her eyebrows. Euconite. I love euconite. Love her eyes. Vermarine. Yellow jasper. And zebra jasper. This is what I'm talking about. Like, there's diversity in here. It's not the most diversity, but it's still inclusive. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can do these with these stacks and still keep within your theme. Like, I love it. I'm going to be working with this deck. I'll give you guys an update on it. But I kind of just wanted to share this beautiful Precious Gems Oracle by Maxine Gadd. You know, I just wanted to share it. Like, I love it so much. I also wanted to talk about in this 29 Days of Melanated Excellence, spiritual people of the paths that I follow that I feel like don't get enough accolades or recognition. So I wanted to bring about a celebration of melanated people that have also contributed to spirituality that you don't really hear much about, even when they have like witches decks or spiritualist, you know, decks about spiritual people or ascended masters or whatever. I don't really see a lot of brown faces, you know, and if I do, it's the very same few deities. They always kind of recycle the one or two, you know, it's never like variety, right? So I wanted to highlight spiritual people because I feel like in spirituality it's important to see it's important to feel represented, and it's important to see yourself in it. And this is why I said that, you know, I love when decks embrace inclusion, even if it's a few cards, is something, so that people could see themselves in things, right? So I wanted to highlight today a very powerful conjure woman, and that's Mama Moses, aka Harriet Tubman. So a lot of people know about her history. They had a movie that came out about her, which I watched. Highly recommend the Harriet movie. Highly recommend this because they did kind of touch on the spiritual part of her. Okay, so Mama Moses, aka Harriet Tubman, okay, she lived from 1820 to 1913. Okay, she was an abolitionist. She was a spy for the Union Army. She was an American Civil War vet. She fought on the behalf of women's suffrage. She freed 70 slaves through the Underground Railroad in around 13 trips. She also, in June 1863, helped free, okay, 700 additional slaves, and indirectly helped to free another 150. So she's freed a lot of people. If you take into account all these things, that's she helped to free. That's actually 800. Wow, 920 slaves that she helped to free. Sorry, I had to do the math. 920 slaves that she helped to free, whether it was indirectly or directly. So that's a lot. She led, you know, she was the first woman in 1863 to lead a a group of military people. She was a military leader when that was something that was unheard of, especially not only for a woman, but a black woman. You know what I mean? So she was definitely a freedom fighter. What they also said, the part that a lot of people don't talk about, was that Harriet Tubman has suffered a head injury that was inflicted by one of her owners. It caused her to almost die. And since that happened, she was noticing that she would have dreams or lose time, like they would call it spells. Or did you have a spell? You know, because they didn't have a word for it back then. But she would go into trances, like psychic trances, and foresee things that were going to happen. And especially when she was leading her people to freedom, it was like literally she could foresee things. Is why she was never captured. Because think about it, this is the time where they will have huge rewards, and they had the slave catchers that, you know, were always trying to catch the runaway slaves. And she was never caught, you know, and she got to live to old age. So that in itself is miraculous because she had the help of the ancestor. They literally said she was a conjure woman. She would be seen, you know, walking the cemeteries late at night and grabbing dirt. She had a vast knowledge of the of herbs. She knew how to heal and cure people with herbs, and she also used a lot of the Bible in her spiritual work. So she literally was a hoodoo worker, and that's a part of history nobody ever talks about. So I wanted to feature this month various different people that not only were abolitionists but actually practiced conjure. That is an African American practice here in the Americas that has influences from Africa. So I love Harriet Tubman so much because one time I was sleeping. It was in this house that I have now. I live in Pennsylvania, and I was awakened by like this presence that I saw like on the foot of my bed. And it was this dark-skinned woman, but she was younger. And I looked, she had like a lantern, and she was like going like this as if she was waiting for somebody. And I was freaked out by it because, and I don't get freaked out by stuff, but she looked so like as if it was a person. But I knew it wasn't a person because of the way she was dressed. You know, she had like blue, and I don't remember right now what the skirt color was, but she had like a blue, like a baby blue, like a light blue like shirt, but you could tell it was like from a long time ago, the way and then she had like a sleeping bonnet on, you know, like those little white nightcaps that people would wear back then. And I'm like, she looks like she's from the 1800s, but like, you know what I mean? So it was just freaky. Like it kind of scared me. I didn't say anything. I just kind of, and it looked like somebody that was lost in time. Like they call those imprints, kind of like an event that keeps playing itself over. So I kind of told my daughter, and she was like, "You sure that wasn't Harriet Tubman?" I was like, "No, like why would I see Harriet Tubman in my house? Like why would I see her spirit in my house?" So we did research. And we Googled the location. You know how you could do Google Maps? So we Googled the location of where my house is. And we found out that in the part of Pennsylvania that I live in, I don't live that far from Philadelphia. And I would have never known this if I didn't watch the movie. I never knew that Harriet Tubman lived a couple of hours away from me where I live at now in Pennsylvania. I don't live that far from Philly. So I was like, this is crazy. Like I could literally get in the car and drive. It's not even that far, right? So, and I found out that the route that my house, and not the house itself, but the land, was believed to be part of the Underground Railroad. So like literally I saw the real Harriet Tubman spirit in my house. Like that's crazy. So what better way to start Black History Month than talking about a spirit that I actually made contact with and seen, you know? So yes, I would give you my address to verify this, but like I'm not gonna have people come into my house. But yes, Harriet Tubman's Underground Railroad actually was around the area that I live in. So that's crazy to me. And I actually saw her as if she was a real living person. Like I saw her spirit, but I saw her as if I was in that time period. It looked like she was waiting for somebody. Like that's so amazing to me. So much love, much light, much blessings. Hope you enjoy this video. Hope you enjoy my little walkthrough. And I just cannot wait. This vlog, this celebrating melanated excellence is so important to me. I did write a comment in my community page and I deleted it. So for those that saw it, that's fine. Because somebody said something really racist in the comment section on my Madama video. And the Madama spirit is a very sacred spirit to me. And she literally disrespected my spirit. So I kind of went all in. And then I said, you know what? I'm not going to feed this racist person any energy, because they had the audacity to be like, yes, I think that I need to work with the Madama spirit. And she came to me, and I was like, okay, email sounds, the comment sounds good. And then when I got further into the comments, they were like, I like that image of, basically the image that I show, the mammy, and pretty much calling my Madama the mammy, which is racist and derogatory. Okay, it's a racist and derogatory term. She's not a mammy. Okay, the whole point of my video when I made the video about the Madama wasn't about that. Okay, La Madama is a group of spirits that unfortunately were enslaved spirits. But through their slavery, they rose above adversity. They were our conjure women, our medicine women, and our healers. So if you want to go by those terms, Mama Moses was considered a Madama spirit of her time. She was a woman who was enslaved, but she freed a lot of her own people. And that's what a Madama was. The Madama was the caretaker of the children that sometimes their parents would get sold away. She was that one that kept the families together. She was the one that spoke in tongues, laid her hand on the sick, and healed her people through the power that she found through the Bible, through the ancestors, through God, through the spirits, and through the saints. The Madama was a very devoted, spiritual woman and powerful woman. Okay, people like Harriet Tubman, who led people to freedom and were never captured by her oppressors, is amazing in itself, because she knew that her ancestors and that God was guiding her. She listened to her intuition. She listened to her abilities. And that's an amazing thing to happen. Just think about the time period that she lived in, when we were thought of as cattle and property. So you're going to make racist comments on my channel, I will mute you and I will delete your comment. I'm not going to feed the trolls. I'm going to celebrate melanated excellence, the contributes that we've made to modern day spirituality, and I will not give in to the hate. I guess I might be doing something right when you have racist people coming out of the woodworks. But you know what? For every one racist person that makes a comment on my videos, there's 100 other people that make positive comments on my video. There's 100 other people that support my content. So I'm going to keep delivering my message. I'm going to continue to uplift the brown and black community as tribute for my mother and all the black women that came before her, because I am a proud daughter of my beautiful dark-skinned black mother that only faced oppression and discrimination when she came into this country, not only because of the color of her skin, but the fact that she did not speak English. So I'm going to do this for her and for every conjurer woman and every conjurer man that came before us, because this is their contribution they made to spirituality. And I will not be silenced by ignorance, and I will not be silenced by hate. So much love, much light, much blessings. I love you guys, and let's celebrate melanated excellence. Thank you so much. Please like, please subscribe, comment below, and please, my website link is always there. If you want a psychic reading, I connect to the past, present, and future. I also do spiritual healings, and I also do spell work and various spiritual services. And I also have a business email that you can contact me for business inquiries only. Much love, much light, much blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Bye.